After tracking down the eponymous keyring and subsequently activating its insurance policy, Nomenclature's conscripted assistants are apprehended by a confused set of fiends. The most powerful amongst them, a fox-faced female creature, immediately turns gears in their mind on a quick inspection. It looks like the acquirers have become acquisitions themselves. Last we left them off, there was an objection about to be raised by the red-winged constable. And that would be the gentleman who had speared the cackler up against the pillar, who was still kind of hanging limp and trying to hold himself up to not be crucified in midair. Mara, none of your tricks now. This is my domain, my boundary, my responsibility. Besides, why are you trying to hassle these tieflings that are, I admit, a little bit far from home on the various colors, but... And then she just gives him a withering stare. There's a little bit of tense moments as she looks off to where Pem and Ptolemy are, and she just whispers a word. Does anyone know Celestial?
I do.
Of which group? Also, I forgot. I'm stuck inside this cabinet.
Yeah,
thing.
so am I, and I know Celestial.
So do I.
Celine knows Celestial.
No, but
check
it's
my
funnier,
sheet.
it's funnier if the two inside the chest are.
Speak the language of the gods.
I can, I guess from the adept linguist, I can technically understand the gist of it,
Okay.
but I don't actually know the, like, yeah.
Okay.
Please let us out of here. It is getting dark.
A little bit squishy. Noko, you said something?
Check my sheet. I think I also understand Celestial.
Wow, everyone understands Celestial here.
Yes, you do.
Except Pem.
Okay. So
Everybody have a multi-band comlink?
so, for those that understand Celestial, you hear it's a word of power as much as it is a simple phrase. And it's not a sultry voice, but it's a little bit more of an annoyed whisper. You ring? Roach? And for the two individuals stuck inside the wardrobe, they feel it shiver, and then creak, 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 and then it does its little ambulatory thing. Right, well, I'll deal with you in a little bit, Chloron. Would you please open up, my dear? And the wardrobe opens. Zen and Aeom. You're looking at a very strange fox-faced and lean fiend of some sort.
Oh my. May I offer you gentlemen a drink in these trying times?
Why are we
Persuasion.
consorting with the enemy?
Aye, so the same thing. But they seem to have some sort of business with this walking piece of furniture.
Zen, roll me persuasion.
Zen? Me?
Yeah? Are you actually offering them drinks?
Yes, I am. Oh, I'm so
Oh,
close!
so close.
Oh, look at that.
Hold on, I'm adjusting a die. Oh, I'll land it on the 20. Oh my god.
In the back, the gaunt individual with a hood who... No, it's not a hood. It's actually more of a swashbuckler's cap. He says, I wouldn't mind and he feels a little tug from the succubus next to him. Like, I wouldn't go next to her at the moment.
I uncap my brewer's jug.
Come, come. Made only with the finest ingredients.
Right, well, Buron, this is not your domain. I, as a representative of Amazon, must take this into account and bring them to my personal little branch. And I imagine that seeing everyone disappear, Avery is going to also go after the wardrobe, Noko. To go inside. Is someone streaming so that he can see?
Not at the moment. Anyone think is?
I am
Unless the
recording. I'm
recorder's up.
not. Yeah, I'm not streaming, but I'm recording.
Mm-hmm.
I will stream.
I
Thank
can
you.
also stream. Nox, I'll let you stream. You have a
No,
better
no, no, we'll
computer.
all stream. We'll all stream. Everyone stream at once.
Oh no, you're gonna
Including
crash
the
the
GM.
server.
Zerg,
If it's
stream.
not, you're hilarious.
Okay.
Is that a yes?
Avery follows the wardrobe as it starts going through a wall.
Yes.
Okay. Right, well, Kluron, you can piss off. Everyone gather round, please. If you value the lives. And she's gonna start just pointing her finger on the ground, and for the magically inclined, you begin to recognize it's a teleportation circle that she's drawing and etching into the ground.
Tommy tries to jot it down, like memorize the runes of the sigil being used.
Alright, roll me Arcana.
Can I also do this with my robot memory? I'm gonna put it on my RAM.
Unfortunately, unless you're trained in Arcana, that's gonna be a no.
Well, more so just to like take down the. As in, I can recreate it. I won't know what it does, but I'm taking a screenshot, basically.
22.
You can attempt narratively, you try to commit to memory these wavering lines and runes that are being drawn, but without an innate ability to use magic, divine nor arcane, it's all gibberish. It looks pretty, albeit a sickly green.
Is that the reading I got or the reading that?
No,
Is that-
Ptolemy, you have a perfect copy of whatever she is drawing. In fact, might be helpful when, well, just remember that you know that symbol.
I press the volume key and power key at the same time, and Zenyatta makes a click.
Andavos steps back away from where she's making the circle and raises one of his hand axes.
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
What sort of foul sorcery is this?
I'm taking you to somewhere safe. Don't worry, those little rocks around your wrists guarantee you safe passage while I sort all of this out.
How can we trust the word of a demon?
She
Well,
pauses.
she's got horns like
finger-
you do.
She pauses, looks over to you, the finger. Like, it's not quite a record scratch, but the power that she was trying to channel into the spell halts and it's kind of fizzing, popping, and sparking. The sideline glance.
Well,
Don't make me ask you again. Just prepare to go through the circle.
Helene reaches over to, just lays a hand on Yontavos's arm that he's wielding the axe in and just tries to, like, gently guide it down. Yontavos, it would not behoove us right now to make further enemies of the ones that we find ourselves in the company of.
Hmm.
This is
Tell
actually
me.
really good booze.
Where are you taking us?
Like I said, it's a branch of Amazon with which whoever provided you with the mission to obtain this particular container is contracted with. And again, you have safe passage there while I sort all this out.
Great Lord? Dealing with demons? Certainly you lie.
She rolls
But-
her eyes.
Should I be proven true when I get there, I will remove your head from your shoulders.
For now, we must walk on these. Well, they remind me of home. Of the rails that connect the cities.
Right. Yes, yes. All right, all done. And then the guy in the back is like, "What, Mara? What do you mean? No, you are not going anywhere. I am in charge of this jurisdiction, and like I said before, Claron, piss off. This is my domain at the moment. All right, children, gather round." And the succubus is just meekly goes around everyone and is. He's afraid of her boss. It's very obvious to those of you that, well, are able to.
Have bosses.
Yes. There's no hiding it.
For those with
Alright.
eyesight.
Yes. Alright, so Ptolemy and Pem and Avery, I guess, coming in. She snaps her fingers. There's a sudden vortex that opens up underneath everyone. Everyone roll a 1d10 for me real quick, please.
Oh, good.
Actually, I think I can select everyone and then prompt a roll.
You can.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
He's assuming direct control.
Hey, Nox, roll me a
Uh,
1d10.
Okay.
there we go.
Oh my.
Wait,
Fancy.
am I missing someone?
Missing a Noko. I'll roll.
You missed
We're
Noko, but he already
missing-
rolled. Or
I'm missing a Zen, actually.
Zen already rolled.
Then already rolled.
Well, that helps.
Alright, the second one is Noko's.
Can I take the yellow one?
I think
Sure.
this is
The
the
first one is Noko's.
this is the
Oh,
like third
you rolled a
time now
10.
you've asked us to roll a d10, and I've rolled a 10.
You take 10
Okay.
points of falling damage.
Well, let's see here. Okay,
Oh, no.
this is gonna be interesting.
I love that laugh. I love it.
Pleasure
Ah.
knowing you guys. I was happy to come along for the ride.
Right. So, going from lowest to highest,
Uh-huh.
I just need to make sure I read this correctly. 1 second.
Did we?
I will put you guys on.
Oh,
one by
okay.
one.
Thank you, 'cause I can't see.
Sudden death.
Plot rails take us to the Rock Falls.
So,
dimension.
Helene, you
Yeah.
arrive, and you are on your 2 feet, and you pop out of a teleportation circle, if I can actually have your folder open. And you're in the middle. It's a little bit unnerving if you've never been through teleportation before, and it's more or less perfect. Maybe your lunch, or you're reminded perhaps that you haven't had lunch in a while. 4, 5, Pem,
Yes.
you arrive next to Helene. However, you are facing 90 degrees from her, up against a wall.
Hmm.
So you're facing the southern wall.
Looks like we're trapped in here. No way out.
4, 5, 7. Naum, you are back here, and you are facing this wall over here, away from everyone. Oh boy. So 8. Oh, Nox also is next to Helene, or Zend is also next to Helene, facing the correct way. But 8. Ptolemy is also facing the same way as Naum. Yontavos and Avery, you pop out of the teleportation circle 10 feet up in the air, above everyone. And you
Oh, no.
fall noisily.
Ah!
Damage. There's no damage, but while prone on the floor, you look around and, well, the person that teleported you here is mildly amused. And where's Evantos? There we go.
Well, you certainly are showing your true colors, demon.
Oh, that's rather interesting. Those little stones of yours appear to interfere with... She's glancing between all of you. No. No, there's something else. No matter. Wait. Where is the... Boom. And... B-Ring pops up next to you guys. He looks a little bit different, but the sigil is much... It seems rejuvenated to what its normal size, although it's lost its disguise.
So he's still the same size, he's just now cardboard?
More like solid wood with smooth faces.
What? What have you
It's more
done?
terrifying.
What have you done with our furniture?
Oh, nothing. Just restored him to its correct disposition. Right.
Fake cardboard?
Can we make a check of some sort to investigate these items?
Items?
The furniture, the cardboard.
Oh, you want to look at E-Ring?
Yeah.
Um,
Want to see what they've done to my boy.
I mean, it looks at you.
More so, is it still as durable as before, and has anything fundamentally changed aside from like looking like cardboard?
You can definitely see that the oh, what was it? The scratching of the words in Celestial and Infernal and the third language for Amazon Prime insured, and also a sigil of some sort that that everyone had assumed while they first met saw Keyring on the boat. It's all brand spanking factory line new.
I'm gonna poke it.
It vibrates for a second before giving you a big giant lick upside the chest and face.
Ah, yes.
Oh wait, wrong voice.
Oh, yes. Easy boy. Good box.
Insurance policy.
While this has been going on, Helene just looks down at Yontavos, just spread eagle on the floor from where he fell in, and just.
Oh, he's back up to his feet. He wouldn't stay.
Oh, okay. Well, either way, she just
Yeah,
looks at him
Avery's
and
still on the floor.
yeah, she just looks at Yontavos and gives him a smirk and cocks an eyebrow. You certainly know how to make a subtle entrance, don't you?
I can't say I am accustomed to traveling in such a way. I'm much more acquainted with leaping and bounding to my opponents. Are you saying you did not also fall?
Me? No. I came out exactly as you see me.
Curious. Right. You, one who holds a vulpine form, what do you have for us here?
Like I said, sorting out whatever excitement you brought into my life. It is so boring counting coin and listening to people rail on and on about tax reforms and counting coins and turning coins into other coins and then turning them to jet. Anyways,
What are these coins you speak of?
never you mind. First off, let's start with my questions. Who speaks for your band of miscreants?
Well, I'm
Oh.
speaking, don't you? See me?
I hardly believe that you represent the interest of this entire group, Satyr.
Well, who else will speak?
I will back up what you say, but less aggressively.
I believe the satyr usually has a good head on his shoulders.
Excuse me.
Antavos looks back at Helene and Nahum and Ptolemy. Well,
Ptolemy just shrugs. I don't think they'd believe me anyway if I tried.
well, why not?
Aw.
He just looks up at everyone. The point of looking up.
The
Antavos
child has
shrugs.
a point.
Nonsense.
Ah,
Youth is no indication of wisdom and intelligence.
I
Is Avery still on the floor?
believe he's gotten up.
Okay.
Say that again, Nogo.
Sorry, I just had training to drive by rise. I muted myself. He is getting off the floor slowly.
Oh, in that case, never mind.
Wait, are we going P perspective or meta perspective here?
Right. Well, interesting. A child with much power, yet is humble. Quite refreshing. Refreshing indeed. If you would like to join me in my den, I can conjure up some seats, if you would like. We'll be here for a little bit.
As long as the seats
know,
don't
guys.
end up like the insurance policy.
Damn. The succubus follows shortly after.
Tommy kind of just chuckles, goes, I can create seats too.
Oh, don't worry. I don't like mimic furniture. They tend to become too unruly with guests. We constantly tell them to not eat them.
Are these actual windows over by the chessboard?
Yes.
Antavos will stride over to the window. What does he see? Out the window.
You see out the window, there's greenery. It looks like, at first glance, a lawn. For a moment, you think that you're perhaps back home or one other of the planes that is not within hell. But then you see at the edges, about 30, 40, 50 feet out, there's just a constant churning of sand, keeping away a bog of the fetid, acidic water that you had seen one of the cacklers actually get tossed into. So this is a sheltered place, but might not want to go outside if there even is a door.
Tell him he's rifling through whatever books or peering through whatever books or scrolls these might be.
You feel a pair of. They're not hostile, but they're definitely curious. Pierce the back of your neck, but it's gone after a moment. If you want to do investigation, then go ahead. Antibos, there's also a very familiar looking curio on the table.
Antavos glances out and kind of chuffs, looking at what he sees as a false illusion of true nature, then sees the soul stone before him and reaches down a palm to pick it up.
Please don't touch that.
Mm.
And
The
on the
last
right,
one.
actually, there's a crushed up looking one.
The last time I witnessed one of these, I freed a man from its infernal tortures. Is there another person trapped in this one too?
I am asking the questions first. Now please step away from that. Who do you represent?
A great celestial lord.
His name's Cole.
Indeed.
He's quite polite once you get to know him.
Cole. She snaps her fingers and a tome. A little bit ethereal, but she's able to flick through it with her finger. Cole, 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 see. There's no Cole in this manifest.
Can I see this manifest?
No.
He gives a pouting look.
Aw.
And for those that wish it to have like a space to actually have a chair, you feel, well, chairs apparate. But if you're good with just leaning up against walls ready for anything,
I am
that's your
floating a
prerogative.
foot off the ground.
Antavos is still holding the soul stone. He hasn't actually put it down.
She's glaring at you, but she's also looking around between. Please tell me that's not actually the name, or else there's going to be a bit of a troubling.
Well, he was a great lord wreathed in radiant light and holy fire.
Do you know how many great lords breathed in fire or whatnot are contracted with Mamazon, let alone Mamazon Prime?
Well, I know nothing of this Amazon Prime. We only know that he sent us here to retrieve his property.
So, meta question: have you guys forgotten his actual name?
Not at all.
It's,
Not
No,
at all.
I know his name. I know his name.
Nomenclature?
Nomenclature.
Nomenclature.
Okay, just making sure
Yeah.
because it's been nearly a year. No, half a year.
The human brain is
In the
weird.
sake of honesty, I have forgotten his name. The reminder.
Helene, who has been, she has not sat down. She's just she has her hand, like she's not wielding her mace, but she's just it's just tucked in her it's hanging off of her waistband or whatever, and she's just lightly resting a hand on the hilt, and she just rolls her eyes and says, "Try nomenclature."
Almost as if responding to the sound itself, the manifest. And then-
Sure you want to tell her that much? Pam looks at her.
Still
And-
says Cole.
yeah, the name.
Honesty is the best policy.
It seems
Imagine
to
the
me.
name pops up yellow in the book. Yes.
It seems to me that we are either forthright or we have to fight our way out of here, and we would not be able to make our way back. We should at least see what they have to say.
Good girl.
Her
Just gotta
brow
say, the last
furrows
time
at
we
that
wanted to
comment.
see- the last time we went to see that, we had those other guys to deal with. Well, they didn't really give us much of a chance to talk now that I'm thinking about it.
Yes, and at least now we are talking.
Well, we'll see how long this lasts.
Her book disappears and she goes over to stand by her fire. And just everyone make me, well, here, I can actually do this. You guys see as she's running her fingers along the fire, I shall prompt perception.
I see nothing. I know nothing.
Oh.
I am nothing.
I
I'll be
did not
right
roll.
back in a moment.
There would be no reason that
So
any of
close.
us would have this at advantage, would there?
No. Unfortunately.
I'll take that anyway.
I am
Nice,
not considered
nice.
an actor.
I don't think you're
Yeah.
close enough. I think that's what he's saying.
Yeah, you'd have to actually be in the quote-unquote study.
Gotta be in the zone of control.
What was that, Noko?
So when you float up against chairs, do you just like float higher over them? Like you're always like 1 meter off the floor?
Nice.
Nice.
Yes.
So where is Avery?
Walking around and taking pictures with his camera.
Okay.
Actually, do me a favor. Check my HP.
You should be at full.
We just leveled up. You should be at full.
Oh, well.
Which is 20.
Yeah, so he's just walking around taking pictures.
The succubus is following you around, just making sure you're not touching anything that you shouldn't be. Although she is interested in the device. And Ptolemy, you're a little bit miffed that you didn't find anything particularly interesting, or there's this stuff that appears to have arcane locks over them. That
He's
are-
staring at his feet, kicking the dirt on the floor like I call him Cole. I want to see the books. I think she's lying. He's got to be in there.
Ah, I love him. I just want to hug him.
Yeah, you're just watching her go over the fire and then wondering maybe why she's putting her hand in the fire. She's a fiend and probably immune to it. And other thoughts. Yeah,
Just
Devos,
glaze over.
you look in, and being a satyr, you've been in and out of the Feywilds and also just around nature in general. You see a fire elemental that is, it looks like, bound as the source of the fire. Helene and Naum, it is not a happy fire elemental,
Oh,
but it does jerk away from her.
Are elementals ever happy?
This one, especially not happy.
So, one question. Not
Yes.
happy because of this current situation, or just like really hates this fox person?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Meta knowledge, get out of here.
woo!
Does anybody
have
know how to
7
speak
bullets
elemental?
So,
Gonna need more. Gonna need a lot more.
don't worry, don't worry.
Antavos is actually going to step toward the fire, and you see him, his form crouched down. I speak primordial. He's going to talk to the fire elemental.
Hey, sir, check my sheet. I think I'll speak primordial.
Yeah, I'll say you're like going up by this time to the.
Pem also speaks primordial, so he's gonna listen in on this.
What is with everybody knowing all these obscure languages?
I took like
I know
normal
it.
languages.
And
To be fair-
Undercommon, and thieves can't.
To be fair, I didn't know Celestial.
I thought like normal languages. Everyone else is taking like we speak.
I learned my
common
lesson
and
from
exotic.
I learned my lesson from
A
my
normal
first
language
campaign.
in there, but
Any
Hey,
Geek
I have
brothers
an
out there?
So, what are you going to try saying to this fire elemental that is bound?
Antavos will crouch down, in a not down on one knee, very much a squat, and you hear this deep rumbling, earthy voice language come from him, and he looks at the fire elemental. Spirit of fire and destruction, why has she kept you here?
The pinpoints of slightly less red that you imagine represent its eyes blinks multiple times.
Does not your heart doth desire freedom?
Well, yes, but do you know what kind of individual that is?
A demon. Foul.
No,
Sorceress.
no,
French.
it's not just a demon. She can also understand every single language known to the planes. You know,
And she is looking at you, Antavos, and
Doesn't care.
yeah, there's a vein. This is the vein in her forehead just starting to become a little bit more pronounced. And she looks over at the fire elemental and she says in Primordial, "Now, if you're quite done with that, I still have a couple more questions. What was your purpose for being on that Maranaloth ship?" She asks in common after addressing the fire elemental on you.
Wait, us?
Yes, she's asking everyone in common.
We were sent by.
Oh, God damn it.
We were sent by a large man in fire. Sent to retrieve an object which he held dear. How we found ourselves on that ship was by way of a portal.
Divine gate. Given to us.
Yes, a portal.
And is there proof of your employment to this individual?
Certainly, he gave us these blessed stones. He raises the keystones. At least his keystone. That she touched previously.
Yes. There's a little click and snap as Avery is documenting a plant over here, I suppose. It's not from around here, considering that everything is dead, decaying, or otherwise dying. Right. Well, Adira, can you come over here? I have a task for you. The succubus, the tail straightens out with the particular tone that Mara is using. Oh,
Sim.
is it? No. Do I have to? Yes. All right. Can one of you please come over here with one of those stones? I just need to place my hand on it real quick, and we can potentially actually speak with your benefactor.
I'm not dealing with this. Go for it, Helen. I mean, actually, I don't even know her name. What does Helen look like? Helen?
Helene, she's got a really slender face, and she has like kind of shoulder length brown hair, kind of tied just tied back out of her face. She has a silver armor on with a blue tabard with a infinity symbol on it.
In that case, it's changed my sense to Go on, Night Lady. Show her what you got.
You saying that to me?
Yeah, I don't think I know anybody's nickname, or anybody's name, so I'm just referring like nicknames now.
Night lady? Okay.
Night Lady. It's as close as I can get from what you described.
She is the lady of the night.
Oh no. The cleric
my.
is the lady of the night.
Oh dear.
Well, what's the goddess of love again?
Aphrodite?
Wait, in
That's the
D&D?
Greek one.
Oh no, I have no idea.
There's multiple. Depends on the realm.
Which one is sluttiest?
The
Oh,
Slanesh one.
Whoa! What?
Hold up.
She's a cleric of that one.
Oh my.
No, she is not.
Assuming direct control of your character sheet. I've already written it down. You can't stop.
I'm sorry, this is
Alright.
you now.
Can I power word kill, please?
No,
I
I'm a
am-
warforged.
The bonk. You are warforged with a living spirit inhabiting you. Unfortunately, power word kill does affect you.
Anyway,
Anyway,
you to assume that robots have souls. This unit does not.
bold of you to assume that you have control over how things are defined in this particular plane of existence. Well, multiverse of existence, that is.
Kill me and I bring in Tomeros.
Anyways, moving on. Does anyone go to assist the succubus, who is just as thrilled about this development as the rest of you, no doubt?
You know, Zen's a helpful kind of robot monk guy. He'll assist. Which one's the succubus?
This one.
That one.
Allow me to assist in this endeavor, miss.
Adira. Right. Just hold your stone out like this, and she is going to cast Contact Other Plane.
I'm waiting for that die roll.
Yeah, I don't know why it didn't prompt. Oh well. 1 second. Oh no.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if I'm ready to see somebody die right in front of us.
Oh, that's right. You do D60s.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Almost.
Dang it.
It's as a surge of magical energy is built over her hands and then channeling on top of the stone. It's a great strain on her, but she just barely manages to successfully establish a link with whoever owns this particular keystone. And it's an oval, it's almost like a mirror that pops up in the middle, and it has that weird property where any which way you look at it, it's still facing you, despite, well, not. It's Euclidean geometry. Anyways. Right. 5 questions, 1 minute. And she's straining to keep the connection. Mara comes up. And she asks, what is the name of your account with Mamazon? And it's far off, distant, garbled, but nature comes through.
What was it?
Nomenclature.
Oh.
It's quiet and garbled a little bit, and I can't do a weird voice because I will probably kill it before the session ends if I do so.
Take a sip of water, keep it in your throat, lean up, and then speak.
If I did that, I would probably choke.
What do you mean?
Mercy.
Hello.
Second question.
Enter your two-factor authentication token now.
Did you send a group of people to help retrieve keyring? Yes. Resounding boom. Is the horned one the leader of the group?
Oh no.
Answer: fuck no. Sorry, wait.
Get back to work.
Fuck no.
Question 3, and there's a little pause. Kind of. Question 4. Well, do any of you want to ask a question real quick of your benefactor?
Hi, Cole.
Great lord, we have recovered your artifact. Can you recall us back to your site?
Not yet. By myself.
I thought he was just gonna say yes and then not do anything because you said "can you" instead of "will you," "may you."
Outlook cloudy. Try again.
Good question.
And-
Is this portal still open?
It's mirror, kind of. You see the silhouette of nomenclature Cole. You see the silhouette of Cole on the other side, but again, it's garbled and hazy. So, in a word, yes, it is still open. Oh, does that mean I can do whatever I want with these people while they're in my dome? The mirror all of a sudden fractures. Shards almost explode outwards. Adira is blown back and loses control, it seems, of the spell. Zen, you're hovering a little bit further off the ground than would be normal. And then the shards reform into a fist, and it goes to grip Mara by the shirt and begins lifting her up and up and up. Honor the service. And then
I
the
do not
spell,
like this at all.
Spell
Antivos has
fizzles
drawn a
out.
weapon.
Yeah, getting ready to intercept.
and she's
Avery
about
snapped the picture.
Avery snaps a photo. Brilliant.
Blackmail photo. Mara
So-
getting thunder-handed.
Yeah, it's the same size hand as Cole's, and then as the spell dissipates, his phantom withers into nothingness like chaff on the wind. However,
Freezing
she's
rain.
still floating up in the air. For those with a passive insight above 13, can you roll me insight?
Can you
How
check
do you
my
see
passive
your
insight is?
insight?
Passive insight. What is?
What is just? It's 10 plus whatever your modifier is.
So
Oh, I see.
above
so-
or equal to?
16. All right.
Damn
Roll
it!
insight. Normal.
What was the?
Um,
what was that? 13.
For fuck's sake.
13 or over.
13 or over.
Frick.
Junk rolls, man.
Hey, sir, can you check see if I have a passive insight over that?
22.
You do not.
Unsurprising, Antivos does not.
Right, so Helene, Pem, Zen. She's floating up there, and the air, stunned, apparently. She's still ambulatory, just breathing a little bit heavier, as people that have a bit of a fright are wont to do. Naum and Ptolemy. She is scared shitless
Of nomenclature?
of what just happened.
Is nomenclature still grabbing her, or is that ended?
Nope. She's still up in the air, but you can surmise that she's actually able to fly.
Well, I mean, that's what she gets for casting that spell. But yeah.
Don't victim blame.
Well,
Question.
She chose the
Pam.
cast spell!
Yes.
Pem, after
Yeah.
seeing the succubus get blown back by the feedback of the spell, would you have tried to catch her?
You know what? Sure.
So,
You catch this guy.
acrobatics or athletics?
Oh boy.
Influences how?
You know what? I'm gonna go athletics because that's actually worse than what I got in acrobatics.
Wait, does she count as a missile?
Oh no.
Yeah, that's what I actually wanted.
Does
She
count
catches
as a
you.
missile?
I. What?
He
This
rolled
is what
a
I wanted.
zero.
Does she
That
count
is
as
amazing.
a missile?
It's not a nat one though.
No.
How do I send this to chat?
It's
So-
infinitely worse than a nat 1.
What are you gonna do with this, DM? What are you gonna do?
Does
She
she
is
count
not
as a missile?
No, she does not.
This is actually like the best outcome I wanted.
So you, Pem, for whatever reason, you might have had a spark or splinter of thought that it's a succubus, but they also were in a situation not a little bit out of their control. You might want to like catch them and soften the blow. And then you go forward, your armor shifts just right, your foot goes out, you trip her, and she just goes straight into the wall and she's stunned for a little bit.
Right.
Avery, what are you doing with this information?
Did Avery take a picture of that?
I was gonna say
Snap picture.
he's
need
got
to
a
take
picture of.
You need to take a written record of all the photos you're taking.
If I was on my PC, I'd be snipping it right now.
They're all recorded, literally.
I will go through and I will snip all the recordings before I take a picture.
Like if I just posted his Ptolemy's immediate reaction.
Yep.
I was gonna say how much demon skin is in this picture? Is this a not safe for work picture at this point? She is a succubus after all.
She's actually in a uniform to not accentuate her
Accents.
assets.
Oh man, this is not owned by Jeff Bezos then.
Oh.
How old's Tomley again? Is she gonna commit a crime?
No.
How old is Ptolemy?
Wouldn't you like to know? You haven't asked.
Ptolemy, how old are you?
Moving on.
Out of the blue.
Moving on.
Allow me to assist you.
And he pulls out his flask.
This will ease your pain.
Are you seriously giving alcohol to a child?
Makeup. No,
No.
she's giving it to the
No, it's the
succubus.
succubus.
Oh, succubus.
No.
Your drink first.
Yeah. Okay, well.
Her eyes are
I
unfocused.
don't have genitalia.
You're warforged.
GG.
It can be attached.
PG. God.
Oh,
Em is just
Lord.
stun locked right now. He just has no idea what just happened. He tried to do something, and then something else happened, and he's looking at this like situation, going,
Zen, roll me persuasion check with advantage.
Oh, hell yeah.
With advantage.
She just got knocked around.
She's stunned.
Oh, God. Oh, yeah!
Hey!
Wow.
Wow.
But why?
You asked
okay.
for an advantage, man.
Okay.
I channeled what my acrobatics roll could have been and gave it to Zen.
Right, so
I would like to medicine her to dull her pain.
okay. Sure. Excuse me. It is a medicine check, isn't it? Using the supplies.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah! She dies immediately! My booze had botulism!
So, you manage to prefer the container of booze, and she knocked her head up against the door pretty hard. She looks at the drink, looks up at you. I start focusing again, and there's just out from behind you, the fire elemental shines a little bit brighter, and you're wreathed from the back as a golden silhouette to this starstruck young succubus as you are offering her a drink.
Wait,
Although-
she's young? Oh no. How
although
old
the
are
dream-
you?
Although the dream is a little bit shattered as she takes a swill of it, and it's cough syrup. You
Okay,
gave her cough syrup.
If I can attempt to reorient the GM fiat a bit, the booze is good. It just doesn't help her with her condition, because it's the same booze that I gave the other guy, and he was like, "Yeah, it was pretty good."
All right, I can amend that to say it's a bit strong for her taste and definitely sobers her up.
She is concussed. She should not be having alcohol.
The booze sobers her up.
I'm imagining
that
it's
is-
too strong for her and she's coughing. She goes into a coughing fit.
Yes.
Actually, wait. Additional insight when you treat anyone suffering from alcohol poisoning. So,
She was not inebriated.
No, but
unfortunately.
like sobering her up, that's like curing alcohol poisoning, right?
Moving on.
There's a lot going on in this corner.
Right, so eventually Mara just floats down to the floor. Her thoughts are pensive and looking around. All right.
Leave us yet?
Yeah, yes. Thankfully for you, there's little clause for Amazon Prime members that agents can run amok with a couple of perks. And she, with her hand, she rifles around in a pouch at her belt. She takes out a key, and she just, not into the wall, but she just inserts the key into thin air. And there's a click. She turns it, ka-chunk, and opens up what appears to be a locker in thin air. Right, well, I wouldn't expect any of you to know what these are, but she goes in and rifles with one hand, and out come 3 little pouches. Bags. They look similar to bags of holding, although they're about half as large, and are embroidered with Mamazon emblem. You're very lucky to have come into the service of that individual. These little bags will assist you in your travel. You're looking around. And she's not necessarily offering him to anyone, she's just holding them in one hand.
Unsurprisingly, Antavos will walk up and snag one of them.
Of course he does.
And It seems respect suits you better than your petulant tone. Our great lord certainly wizened you up.
He fits so many fun things in here, and he just strolls up, takes the bag, and starts like poking his head into it.
There are a couple. There's like a handful of bags, right?
I think he said there's three.
Three. Yeah.
Helene will take the last one.
What color are they?
Yantavos, after you say that, what is... Oh, she's gonna...
Oh.
Okay. Is this a spell?
She is casting a spell onto you, yes. Suggestion.
So I roll with advantage, because I'm a satyr.
Woo!
Oh my god.
Nice, nice, nice.
Well,
Never punished.
the word she said while casting the spell was... Go stand in front of the fire for a minute. Then she squints at you.
You certainly would be
Status.
like... You would like to be rid of me, but no. I shan't deign you the pleasure.
Oh, yes, yes. But you're forgetting something. Your benefactor has told you that you need help getting back to him. I don't see anyone else on this particular plane of hell that would be ready and able to do so.
Oh, I could do it.
Hmm?
The boy
Yeah.
can
He
do it.
He pulls out a piece of his chalk and starts tracing out the symbol from earlier.
What? What are you...
The kid's more handy than you would imagine.
Well, first off, that's not the right kind of chalk, and... Wait
I'm gonna
one moment.
Cast minor illusion under the effect of like casting the spell, but making it seem like the illusion is going to be the sound and like because I can do both sound and light.
Mhm.
I'm going to make it look like the runes are glowing and activating in the same fashion they did before.
Ooh, nice.
Roll me
Nice, nice, nice.
Oh, man. Roll me a performance.
I will guidance this.
Performance. Would it be
Oh, whoops.
performance or would it be
Nope,
like
that's right.
deception?
I will say that it's a... Excuse me. It's a combination of both drawing the symbols as well as making hand gestures that would mimic teleportation, but also mimicking the spell you actually want to cast, but you're actually using something else. So I imagine that performance puts sleight of hand and deception both together.
So, do I get to choose which one, or am I stuck to? Am I doing performance?
Performance, please.
Okay. So you're gonna ask normal, I'm guessing.
Yes.
I gave you a D4.
15.
Antavos is convinced.
Zen checks a screenshot. Yeah, that seems about right.
Reference image against current image. It looks about right.
Then it looks like all magical glowing gibberish to you still. But if you want to believe you're convinced, you are free to do so.
It's like matching up kanji.
Well, she's examining what you're doing. And what is at first a little bit of not fear, just surprise at a small child that is quite accurately recreating the teleportation circle that leads to her private sanctum
He doesn't know that. He just doesn't tell
And-
me.
Oh no!
I just hope he
I
just
learned to
direct
spell
line to
booty
the
call,
succubus.
apparently.
Oh
Oops.
god!
And she's looking at it, and her expression is blank for a moment. I would just say that is rather impressive. However, you're using the wrong kinds of chalks. The artistry is a little bit off, and it's a very cute little illusion that you're casting, but
Did she actually roll to see through my illusion?
her passive arcana is rather high.
It's not Arcana.
You're trying to
it's
recreate a
investigation.
spell form.
No, I know, but if she knows it's an illusion or not, or an actual spell, I guess.
Oh, actually, then that is the wording of the spell. My apologies. What would that check be? Trying to see through the
Investigation against my spell save. So against 13, it's not gonna be. She's probably gonna beat it, but hey,
we can hope.
them's
Hey, what
the.
if?
Gonna give it a shot anyway. That's all
Silvery,
he wants to do.
silvery barbs Silvery barbs
Silvery barbs! Silvery barbs! Silvery barbs!
Are
I
you
think I'll
sure?
get freaking attacked if I silvery barbs.
There's
No,
only
I'm
so
joking.
much. There's only so much customer service can put up with.
Just
I really want to, but I think that's grounds for me getting slapped.
she'd get slapped back. So
Intercept.
That's a child.
We don't know
She's
he's
a-
a child at
she's-
this point.
Yeah,
She's a
I don't
demon.
know how old he is.
Don't tell me he's like the anime thing where it's like secretly 1,000 years
Yeah, I
old.
was just about to say that. He's an anime boy.
Moving on. She does say what she had before. It's like, that's cute. It's rough. And then she concludes with, you know, if you ever need a teacher,
Certainly you could learn from someone more noble than a fiend like you. Right, Ptolemy?
No, he's got his eyes have gone wide, and you just see like childlike wonder just appear in his eyes, like
Right, Ptolemy?
she kneels down to get on his height, and there's a demure cat eating the canary smile.
Oh no. A succubus kneeling down with that smile is never a good thing.
This
not
is
the
not the
succubus.
succubus. This is the other
Oh.
person,
The furry.
Mara.
Okay, let me rephrase. A furry kneeling down with that smile is never a good thing.
Oh my God, Nox! No, bad.
Anyways, Zen will ruffle Ptolemy's hair and be like,
Very good, young one. In time, you will learn yet.
Right. Well, these little bags, and she still has two others, and she's just gonna give Ptolemy one because why not? Like offers it to him if he'll.
oh, he takes it, and he's kind of like poking his head into it.
Helene will take the last one.
And she floats it over to you with Mage Hand.
Okay.
These little things are not able to hold as much as normal bags of holding, but as I said, for dimensional travelers, they're quite handy. They can hold coinage from different places. They can morph them into the correct stampage or different denominations. And also, there's a little extra perk. You can almost use it as a personal merchant to one of our specialized vendors.
Oh no.
And of course, if you don't believe me, here, little one. And she is going to pull from the same pouch as the key, which there's lockers still open in midair. If you don't believe me, just identify it yourself and look. And it is a pearl that is the color of aquamarine, and he offers it to Ptolemy.
Wait, how many?
Arcana check, I guess. Is that what that you're
So
insinuating?
it's I'm insinuating the 100 gold pearl needed to as a reagent to use identify. Because
don't have that prepared, right?
you are a wizard and can learn it eventually.
I have it learned. It's just not prepared.
I believe wizards can cast ritual spells without having them prepared.
Can I thought they still be prepared.
No, wizards are special in that they can cast any of their rituals without even needing them prepared, as long as they're in your spellbook.
Special.
Where did that?
Second level, I believe. Could be wrong. Maybe it's first level.
Spellcasting, cantrip, versatility, arcane tradition. Is it arcane tradition?
No, it's just first. It's first level. Ritual casting. You can cast a wizard spell as a ritual that has this ritual tag, and you have the spell in your spellbook. You don't need to have the spell prepared.
Oh, that's interesting.
That's nice.
Why. Okay, I remember why I picked. Okay, next time we rest, I need to define familiar then, because I forgot that can be ritual casted.
Mm-hmm.
Should have that at some point. Okay. Yeah, I do have it. So. Okay. Yeah, he takes it and. It's a 10-minute cast, though, if I'm not mistaken, a ritual cast, so he'll be there a hot minute.
Yeah, and this goes for the rest of you. Don't believe everything someone tells you, tall godlings or humble fiends such as myself.
There's
Though-
no such thing as a humble fiend.
Before I help you leave and go back to your master, I need a little bit of your help. Since
Of
you
course.
dispensed with those annoying little gnats that were harrying this little area, you seemed quite keen to go after that little purple gem, Satyr. Why?
Well, they are certainly prisons of torment and arcane devilry. Why else would I need to go after them except to free their tortured souls from them, from an eternity of torment?
And the rest of you? Have you had run-ins with this sort of crystal?
Where I come from, there are many wonders, but none such as this.
I wonder.
Badoom.
Just to make sure, she is talking about the soul gem.
Mm.
The thing that we all came out of in the very first session.
Which Antavos stepped on and kind of
Broke another one.
Right.
killed someone, but yes.
Nope, he saved him.
Ptolemy is too busy staring or casting his spell. You have effectively shut him up for 10 minutes. Enjoy.
Before our master, as you so referred to him, sent us to this place, we were surrounded by the things.
What is it to you? Do you wish to trap us in them as we did? As those foul
heavens
sorcerers
no.
did?
Not at all. They've been a particular little... Excuse me. Why do you have goose flesh?
What?
Ah.
Sorry, he decided to put my hand on her arm to... She's cold.
Flash.
He has the avian flu.
No.
Is that just an insult
Hong
to satyrs in
Kong.
this world?
You
either have a goose
How,
flesh.
how dare you speak of my supple skin as goose flesh, you heathen vile creature!
Oh, now you done it.
Fire. No, that is not what she says.
I don't know.
Damn it, who said the last thing?
I
Um,
did.
So you said you were
I
in
said-
them?
We were surrounded by them, I think is what I said.
And Antavos said, "Do you wish to trap us in them like the other foul sorcerers did?"
Oh, heavens no. They've become a little thorn inside. You see, the normal currency of the Hells is ordered quite specifically. Someone has been using these things as a sort of non-fungible soul coin. It's not able to be traced around, and it's also used as a drug. It's very annoying. Dear Cluron, you met him, the individual with the long pointy stick. Found one of those. And she gestures towards the crystal that's on the checkerboard. And now, if you would like to examine it yourself, just don't break the damn thing. There's enough magical essence in one that is inert that a simple mending is not able to restore it.
What do you mean, currency of the Hells? You deal in souls, yes? Is there a trapped soul within it?
Not that one. It is currently empty, like the other next to it. And next to it is another one that's been grounded to dust.
I'm sorry, did you say we're in the Hells? Maybe pipes up.
Well, why else would we be surrounded by demons and other fiends, young friend? Seas of acid and fake.
I mean, to be fair, I've never seen seas before, but
well.
She comes over to look at Avery.
Can I help you?
Where I am from, there is a place like this. Its name is Birmingham.
Is this where we roll insight checks?
Avery?
I'm just kidding. No,
I mean, he
Talking about
literally
the
just
Birmingham.
said, I've never seen a sea before, so...
Sorry, I was talking about the-
Intuitively know that Birmingham is exactly like this. Many fiends and a sea of acid.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to roll insight on. Was Birmingham.
Oh, good grief. If you want to believe him, go ahead. I'm not gonna prompt a roll for Birmingham.
It was more of a joke. Sorry.
It
was just a.
Although Avery, if you want to roll insight on what Avery just said, you guys are free to.
Yeah.
Birmingham is actually the 10th circle of hell.
I thought that was Ohio.
Ohio is the 11th.
And, well, you were so keen on getting your paws on it before. Why don't you look at it now, Satyr?
Is this some sort of trick?
I wouldn't let him touch it. That's when he touched, he smashed.
I freed the trapped soul within it, young friend.
But I'm pretty sure you killed it.
Well, better dead than suffering unnamed and eternal tortures at the hands of demons.
I mean, we got out of them. Someone else could have too.
Pinching the bridge of her nose.
What exactly does it mean for a soul to die?
Well, souls, They go to
For
join the
someone
gods.
For someone that wields divine magic, isn't that sort of your province?
A lot of that is up to interpretation, I believe.
She raises a finger, closes her mouth, and then just drops it.
Fine, if you wish it, I shall investigate your gem. You, armored man by the window, care to join me? Should this be a trick, two should be more than suited to combat it.
She's muttering to herself in infernal and
Who's the
abyssal.
armored man?
What does she say in Infernal?
Infernal, you say?
Infernal and abyssal and various strings of curses and look
And
like
deep
me.
speech.
Understand the
This is
abyssal
gonna be a
one.
wonderful
And
day.
Steve can.
And Abyssal, yeah. Go on. What's she saying?
She's
Yeah,
stringing
again,
multiple
check
curses.
my check my page. See what I have.
You do not have any
What's
of
the
the
dog
three.
person saying?
What the dog doing?
She is stringing together curses with all three languages under her breath, directed mainly at Iontavos. There's not.
Helene's gonna walk over and stand next to him, if nothing else, just to make sure that he doesn't break it.
But for real,
I'm
who
going to
was the
snap
armored
and
man?
grip it before he breaks it.
I don't know who the armored man is, but Helene is also coming.
Nahum.
He's kind of.
Oh.
He's up
By the
Name
window.
back
Armor?
against the wall.
Oh,
He's been
The armored man
remember
by the
my,
window.
Oh,
he's been a fly on the
It
wall.
was in the
I
dark.
didn't
Oh.
see him. He's in
Yeah.
shadow.
He's been pulling the Aragorn position, just sitting in the
Totally
corner.
never saw him standing there.
He was actually in the darkness for me too. I couldn't see him, so I was like, armored man.
I will pull the gun out in the general direction of the crystal. If something spoopy comes out of it.
Yeah,
He doesn't
Avery's
say
gonna walk
where
up and snap a picture.
Avery wants a picture.
Right.
So, who would like to roll me an investigation or arcana?
Both.
I will love to roll investigation. I assume it's normal.
Yes.
Whichever one is better on my sheet.
Yeah.
How are both of mine awful? Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my god, man! Really?
Am I able to roll or am I too busy
Yes.
casting? I am.
I'll say the identify's done. So, if you would like to get in on this,
Okay.
and
10
I will
minutes
get.
speed.
Excuse me. I will get the stat block for that. Oh dear.
Well, it didn't matter anyway.
Okay,
Not
so
the best, so one.
Zen and Nahum, they're going over along with Ptolemy. They're trying to give their input, and it's purple. It looks like the one. You're pretty sure it's the one kind that everyone was put into and subsequently released. Yeah, excuse me. Avery is able to ascertain, and he's actually able to read on the bottom. That's either turn it in the correct light. But there is a script on it in two different languages. One's common and the other is Draconic. Draconic is the lingua franca of the multiverse, sometimes. Helene, this is definitely an empty soul gem. It resonates a little bit differently than the ones that you handled or were in before. The odds of us, because you are a prickly thorn in my behind. You.
That's Treg.
One time, my dice work for me. It's perfect.
Oh no, that is not what I meant to do. That is not. God damn it, one node. Roll. So you're able to puzzle out the text first because it's in common, unless you can't read, you illiterate.
You can read common. You can read.
Okay, just making sure.
Oh, can't read.
And it reads Danikers, Doodads, and Detritus, Lot 26 through 28, Section C41. And with that nat 20, you immediately recognize that that's what one of the other gems back in the, I don't know, back in Cole's place was. But it had a different label on it.
Do you see this? Helene.
Did we get Helene's name? Has she told her name yet?
I don't know if I have, actually.
Young woman, see? The writing here. It's the same as the other soul prisons trapped within the great lord's realm.
Is it? I'll have to take your word for it. I must admit that I did not look at them too closely. We were otherwise occupied at the time.
Well, I've always had a good memory.
Oh, a lot of
Trust
memory
me.
in that big head of yours, eh?
Plus it.
She just smirks.
There are many things to remember in this world. I intend to remember all of them as I experience them. Here. I think we should keep this. It's similar to the ones back on our great lord's realm.
Really? Fine. You can take it. But I assume that also means you are, without reservations, going to be helping me on this endeavor? Tracking down those that are using these things? And you can smash them or the gems to your heart's content. I don't care. I just want them stopped.
Tell me, is this how you repay? It seems as what I sound, your client, your employer, by commandeering his servants to do your bidding? Certainly you don't have the means to return us back to him so we may do his bidding instead?
Oh, I do. However, there's a little bit of, you see, leeway in interpreting how I help him in this particular situation. You said yourself that your benefactor was affected by these things, or at least, well, I gather they were put in his possession against his will, so naturally, it's just a little bit of scratching one back to scratch another. You help me, I help you, and we both help Nomenclature, as his name is said.
What say you, my friends, comrades? Don't all speak at
No
once.
reservations on providing aid.
Okay,
As long
like
as it makes
5 people
document
talk
these
together.
trades
We all waited the exact amount of time before we spoke. It was amazing. Same brain.
Don't speak all at once, and everyone speaks all at once.
Well, I, for one, would want to serve the great lord. How can we trust you'll keep your word? You certainly are a fiend, known for deception and chicanery.
Fine.
One cannot judge a book by its cover.
Trust me, man made of metal. I have dealt with more than my fair share of fiends in my time. Never once have I met one that was not duplicitous and deceptive, constantly conniving.
Some in my travel.
Oh, what the fuck?
Well, I'm trying to.
The
I'm-
bot spontaneously died.
No.
Wait, I'm a bot.
The bot, too, was a demon, duplicitous. Duplicitous. Yeah, I'm struggling with that word.
Duplicitous.
Yeah, with my accent, I was struggling with it.
Duplicitous.
English is a hard language, to be fair.
She.
Yeah,
Okay.
You
So,
really do be.
excuse me. She's rolling her eyes and getting up, and she starts drawing just a plain old circle around. Well, Ptolemy and Pem, would you move out of the way a little bit? As she's starting to, she's like from where she stands. She's drawing just a plain old circle, and then once it finishes, she's like pointing, and then the same way that she had with the teleportation circle. And it's an abbreviated circle of power of some sort. Would you like my solemn word as an Arcanoloth that I will return you to your benefactor, incumbent on you helping me with this little problem?
Did we ever get her name?
You've heard Mara
Mara.
thrown around a bit.
I will take you at your word if you give us your name.
Oh, creature of the Fae. You know better than to ask something like that.
How else will I trust you?
This little circle would bind my word to you. All you have to do is shake my hand. Besides, I'm also indebted to fulfill this song was a lot more intense than I thought it was.
It's okay.
Anyways.
I've got it quiet. It's fine.
So we're
Oh my
stuck
god.
between giving a fae your name and shaking hands with a devil. How will we progress?
We just broke D&D. That's it.
So wait, what is she asking for in the handshake? This circle she's making.
She is trying to make a. She is making a binding promise that she will help you.
Arcana check to see if I understand that's what the circle represents and not a magical teleportation rune to an unbeknownst circle of hell.
If you guys want to do Arcana or just a general history or religion on. Well, she did say Arcanoloth, so.
Religion, eh?
I would prefer to roll history or religion if that's also an option.
Right there.
I'll roll if it was my highest.
Anthos needs no roll. He doesn't trust her. Foul fiend.
That's racist.
She's a demon. It's okay.
Fiend. Also, not just a fiend, but anyways. Alright. Naum, this is a little bit outside your pay grade. You're usually paid to just shoot these things on sight. Ptolemy, unfortunately,
I'm too busy watching her scribe the circle.
yeah. Avery and Pem, you both understand that there is. So Avery came at it from Arcana, and Pem came from religion. Avery definitely recognizes that there is a magic going on here of binding, of will, and she is readily waiting for someone to just take her hand in order to make this promise take effect. Should she do it, well, her word is her bond. Pem, it's more the same. And the fact that you know she said Arcanoloth is not just a fiend. They are Arcanoloths are one of the most powerful casts in the Yugo Loth branch of fiends. They're the kind of mercenaries of hell that they honor contracts, they draw up contracts. They're also one of the driving forces of getting people from plane to plane within the hells, among other things. And until other forces act on a previously made contract that is a bit more sweet, well, you can rely on them. Helene, more of the same. And with that 20, this is an Arcanoloth making a deal. They do not make them lightly.
Well,
Especially, and you also considering her feet are over the fire by the being that reached through a contact other plane and rose her up in the air, telling her to do her job.
well, with that knowledge, Pem, realizing just how powerful she is and what kind of promise binding word she was making, he will say, "Your terms are acceptable," and he holds out his hand.
And she does hesitate as she turns and she looks around at everyone else.
What she's made here, guys, is not something that should be taken lightly.
In that case, allow me to seal the deal. I am a man of my word. I am forbidden to lie.
Really just gonna let me my hand hang out here then?
I'm gonna float over and smack it out of the way.
How dare you? I'm gonna put it back. I'll fight you for this.
Strength check.
jeez.
Strength check. Strength check.
My strength, my noodle arms.
Strength check.
Are
Strength check.
I am going
we
to
really in a pissing contest
Strength
over who's
check.
gonna shake
Strength
hands?
check.
Jesus
I'm gonna hide behind
Christ.
the DM for this one. DM, please.
going to say she takes Pem's hand, shakes, and Zen, as you're attempting to go towards this circle she's drawn, it flashes silver, and there's a little like column that flashes upwards from the silver and blocks your path. Right, well, now that that's settled, I imagine that Cluron's trying to catalog that nice little treasure hoard. You'll
Treasure
be
hoard?
working with him in order to find these people. He already has a lead on their location.
Your word is this true? We'll get this done, so long as you keep up your end of the bargain as well.
Of course. Although, there is a little question of keyring, because it appears to be bonded at the moment to you. She looked over at Zen.
And how do we go about remedying the situation?
Avery, you get a spark of genius. What if this thing couldn't really move? And instead, well, hovered in place?
Avery reaches into his pouch on his side and starts walking towards the box. And he pulls out a circle type device about the size of the palm of his hand, and he sticks it onto the back of the box and activates it.
There's
Sorry.
a shimmer in the air that covers Keyring, and it's not the same vibrations it made before when it had been attacking the imps and whatnot. And it begins to float, and it's like this little. It's confused. It tries to careen forward, but then finds itself floating above everyone, and then bonking into the other side of the room, and then starts doing the Windows screensaver.
Can I float up and try to pet it to comfort it?
If it manages to hit the corner, we all get inspiration.
No, now it's stuck in the circle over here. It's just going to bounce wildly in the circle with no corners.
And behind his mask, Avery's face has a expression of
Hey, it still works.
What have you done? What is that? Magic?
It's just no, not magic. Science. It's a crystal. When activated, given power, it helps reduce the mass of the creature to the point where it basically has no mass.
Mass? Is this equivalent to a being's weight?
Yes.
You use strange words, small friend.
Aeon Tavos doesn't understand the concept of gravity.
He understands the concept. He doesn't understand the language.
I don't believe in gravity. Whee!
These the theory. Huh?
Anyway, fiend, have we met your terms?
Yes. Now, be good little birds and hop back into the circle, and it'll take you where you need to go.
I'm not in the circle. I'm trying to comfort the box.
And what did you say our contact's name was? The other demon?
Luron.
Cluron.
And I would advise keeping up with the ruse of looking like tieflings to him. Those little stones of yours cast a very strong illusion to places you visit. However, well, such things do not escape eyes like mine.
Well, I know not what you speak, but... Come, friends.
Take me with you,
says his fire elemental.
You see Ativos turn back.
She certainly has you under some sort of ensorcelment. Should I return, I will see what I can do.
Come back when you have a vast sum of gold, maybe platinum. I paid a hefty penny for that thing from the bazaar.
Well, you certainly do not treat it with the respect such a being of primal energy deserves. Only expected of one of your kind.
He stumps toward the circle.
Avery scratching his head. Thinking, wait, no, that was the wrong description. I don't remember what I just started walking over there, thinking about it.
Hey, Miss Mara?
Yes, my dear?
What did you say your I guess rank is The other demon things seem to fear you.
Why, my dear, I am an Arcanoloth. I keep the other ones in line. When the other castes are not engaged. And then little fish like Fluoron are of no consequence, but he has his uses.
And is Cole your boss?
She's scratching the back of her head and looking off to the side. In a way.
Does Cole ever come here?
Not unless there's something very, very wrong, and I'd like to keep it that way.
Okay.
Put in a good word for me, won't you?
I mean, I think Cole likes you. He was trying to play with you.
She a little bit of a blank stare and a stilted smile. Aha, yes. Hi.
And when I come back, you won't be able to see through my illusions again.
Keep
That's
practicing.
a horrifying thing to hear from a child.
All right. So, Zen.
I'm holding on to the box, trying to comfort it in its time of crisis.
There, Brother Box. Be still. We will see you again. Oh. Ooh.
All right.
Friend.
So,
Can I get one more thing in edgewise real quick before we go on?
sure.
Helene, while everyone is gathering over, just walks over to Yontavos. Yontavos, I just wanted to say that I do understand your trepidations as far as our consorting with demons and such is concerned. We may not know each other very well at the moment, but you seem very attuned. Well, perhaps that's not the right word, but you fight for your gods. I also serve a god in my own way. This is not a situation I would ever thought that I would find myself in, but
Well, the pair of us then, we shall stay devout in our service to our gods, and be sure to stay ever vigilant against the wiles and ensorcelments of these fiends. I am glad to have you by my side.
you certainly seem very capable, if not a bit brash.
Merely a sign of action. I care not to sit and wait for things to come. One must seize life by the horns, as it were. Gives her a wink. Come, shall we see what this magic circle has in store for us?
Indeed.
And you, silent man, turning to Nahum.
Seems to be only one path forward at the moment. I haven't kept my eye off that Devil Queen.
Well,
Queen. My. Such flattery. She
Good to
closes
know.
her eyes and. Oh. It seems like Fluron's almost to the destination that he wanted to go to before. Let's have you drop in on him. Ta-ta.
Wait, can I not actually drop?
Oh, good.
Wait, the secret to my sauce is up!
Pen feels confident.
Oh, look, you didn't roll a 10.
no, I did not.
Oh no.
There's
Oh.
a 10.
Avery asks to not be dropped again, and he face plants.
Ooh.
So, towards the bottom of the map is where the teleportation will be spitting everyone out. Once it finally finishes loading.
I was gonna say I see nothing.
Oh, that will. Hey, the vision's working. Maybe. I don't know.
We can see the entire map.
Yeah, we can see the entire map.
Alright, so. 1 second while I drop everyone in for hilarity.
I am already
fun,
there.
Isn't it?
Hilarity.
Ptolemy and Helene. Helene seems to be on a roll as you arrive facing forward.
At least it's a good roll.
Okay, who's next? 5 and... Oh dear. Oh. 7, 8, 8. So Iontavos. Iontavos, Pem, and Zen.
Hello.
Hello.
Iontavos, you're standing on top of a 10-foot tall pillar at the moment.
Of course he is. Of course he is.
Facing backwards. Pem, you're over here, and your head is barely poking up above. It looks like water. It's not burning or eating through your skin, so at least there's that. It's kind of icky, and you're facing backwards. And last but not least of this 7, Sam.
I knew I should have stayed in the crystal. No, I
You're
thought to
facing
walk out.
backwards. You're facing backwards, and you see Iontavos on top of a 10-foot tall pillar. Avery and
Are there 2 Zens on the map?
no.
Oh.
Zelden.
Just disintegrated
Avery
right in
and
front of us.
Through sheer force of will.
Avery and Naum.
Yes.
Both of you guys are teleported and dropped about 20 feet up in the air, and I need to roll the 1d2 real quick. Naum, you fall right on top of Cluron, who is currently up in the air, and both of you are hurtled down into water. It's not deep enough to hurt, but there's a tangle of you and Demon Sheriff. Avery, you just go boomsh, and make a splash of your own. You're also facing backwards.
Helene looks up at Iontavos just standing atop this pillar, but just throws her hands up in the air. Are you completely incapable of making a normal entrance?
Well, I can't control such a magic. It's certainly fiendish in its chaos. But I can certainly see a great deal from up here. It is opportune. Nothing shall sneak up on us while I can see from up here.
Doesn't that also make you a prime target?
All the better. Means more for my maul.
Hey, tall knight and armored, help me out of the water, please. Pretty icky. Struggling to climb up. His weak bone mesh just cannot handle his own weight.
I have osteoporosis. I can't swim.
Please. I mean, please.
You probably have the precursor to osteoporosis, whatever it is.
Iontavos, what's your passive perception?
12.
Osteo, it's slightly fucked.
No, there's a word for it. My brother got it, that's why I know.
So if you're looking at Monk's token bar, it's the one next to the little eyeball.
Okay. I like
So-
asking though.
Yep, that's fine.
But
12.
okay, so if I do a GM roll on things that are, well,
Osteopenia.
Yep.
Yeah, we shouldn't
Oh,
see
there
a
it is.
GM roll.
There we go. Roll me perception, Yantavos, with disadvantage. Mainly because you're orienting yourself to your surroundings. However, you do have a good view over this place.
Hey,
You cannot stop him.
You cannot.
So this will come into play in a second. Naum and Avery, you feel yourselves gripped by the shirts of your armor as Cluron casts his wings out and then flaps and brings everyone to shore, quote unquote. Which it's not quite there's just a thin layer of water, but there's not enough to be considered difficult terrain. However, around this little shrine-looking thing, the outsides are definitely difficult. What the
thank you.
hell? Woof. Wait.
rather on the nose, isn't it?
Are you Cluron?
Yes, you were the people that Mara took away.
Yes, your fiendish friend.
Why are you on top of a pillar?
That is where she placed us. She told us
She's
to come
really bad with
assist you.
teleport magic.
She knows when I'm doing it wrong, but she can't seem to do it correctly.
Damn.
Tell us, Cluron, what are we sent here to aid you with?
There's something that bitch is bad at. I like you. Yes. Wait, she told you to help me.
She
You mean
gave
you
her
don't know
word.
about this?
No. She usually just cuts me out, like taking in a bunch of interesting individuals that, well,
Oh, you think we're interesting, huh? How kind.
uh-huh.
If only I was home and able to get some holy bullets for that one.
He eyes you suspiciously, but just shrugs it off. Right, well, this was the last place I wanted to check before
Question.
heading home. Yes.
Where's the box gone?
The box is currently floating inside of Mara's house, and she's very annoyed at the moment.
She fucking took my device.
You have one more.
Oh.
I think we said that two of the Tinker uses can be burned for one of those tools.
Okay.
Well, Cluron. And you see Antavos will. He says it's a 10-foot pillar?
Yes, and as he's finishing up what he's saying, you actually, Yantavos, see into the courtyard. You see first, there's an interesting little gleam of purple up top. Then you see what looks to be gaunt individuals that are standing at attention.
Oh, good.
And in the far corner of the opposite side of the crystals, there's something that looks like a individual that you had all broken out the crystals with, but even from this distance, there's something just wrong about the proportions, especially the hands.
Oh,
The hands
no.
appear to be backwards.
Oh, no.
And capping off
What
this little
the
motley
fuck?
crew, there is a rather large, almost toad-like being that is currently he's counting something. And there's a little stump of stone in front of him. There's one of the crystals, and it's gently glowing and pulsating. He crushes it with a hand, and out comes one of those shard-like abominations of a person into actual space. And then he keeps on smashing and smashing and smashing until it's just a fine powder. He just grabs a lot of the dust and dribbles it down into his giant maw, in which there is a long tongue much like a bullfrog's. And he seems to get some pleasure out of imbibing the substance. Yet, last thing you notice, in the back, there is a creature that is humanoid, definitely feminine. She is despondent. All these other creatures appear to be milling about, or these four are just standing at attention. The one back here is frowning and looking around, almost sniffing the air. This one is just occupied with whatever the hell he's doing, but the gem dust. Yet this one, she looks up. She sees you up on top of the pillar. There's a spark of recognition. Not alarm or surprise, but, well, surprise, but maybe even familiarity. She looks over and meets your eyes, and she mouths a single word. Yontavos.
Hmm.
And that's where we're going to have to end for tonight.